Bedtime stories for adults. Greek Mythology, Part 10. Tales 27. The legendary myth of Odysseus. Odyssey recounts his adventures since he left Troy, in his effort to return home. His wandering lasted for no less than 10 years. His adventures were many. He fought against the Cicons, broke free from the Lotus Eaters, escaped with cunning the Cyclop Polyphemus and son of Poseidon by blinding him, making the sea god his enemy. He then visited the island of Elis, the wind god, receiving a sack as a gift, which contained all the winds inside, to help him arrive home. As they were arriving in Ithaca, two of his men opened the sack out of curiosity, while Odysseus was sleeping, and their ship was once again away from Ithaca, because of the storm that followed. He then survived the Laestrygonians, a tribe of man-eating giants, and landed on the island of the sorceress Circe. With the help of Hermes, Odysseus left the island and journeyed to the underworld to get help from the blind prophet Tiresias, who had died. He then passed through the sirens and their seductive song by blocking the ears of his men with wax and ordering them to tie him up to the mast so that he could not jump and join the sirens. His next challenge was to cross the strait between Scylla, a six-headed monster, and Charybdis, a violent whirlpool, which he managed to do by sacrificing 6 of his men. He lost the remaining of his men and his ship at the island of Thrinacia, after Zeus threw a thunderbolt to appease the sun god Helios. Odysseus found himself next to the island of Ogygia, where he spent 7 years with the goddess Calypso, who had fallen in love with him. With the help of Hermes, he left the island with a raft he made. A storm washed him this time, at the island of the Phaeacians. This time, he was lucky since the island was protected by King Alcinous and his queen Arete, who helped him return to Ithaca. When he finally arrived, 20 years after setting sail for Troy, he found that his palace was inhabited by young people from noble families in the surrounding islands and Ithaca. Each of them wanted to marry Penelope, his wife, because they believed Odysseus did not survive. Penelope patiently waited all these years for the return of her husband, devising a trick to delay her suitors. Odysseus killed them all with his bow, with the help of his son, Telemachus, and his faithful dog. But as soon as he killed the suitors, their fathers got angry and demanded revenge. Finally, goddess Athena, his everlasting protector, brought peace to the island, and Odysseus and his wife Penelope were reunited and happy at last. Tales 28. The Adventures of Jason and the Argonauts. Jason was the son of Aeson, rightful heir to the throne of Iolcus. Peleus, the half-brother of Aeson, took the throne of Iolcus, bypassing Aeson and locking him in the dungeons. Peleus received an oracle from Delphi that a descendant of Aeson would seek revenge. Peleus believed that Jason was the one that the oracle meant, so he sent him to undertake an impossible mission, hoping that he will be slain in the process. The mission was to retrieve the golden fleece from the land of Colchis. The golden fleece was the skin of a winged holy ram of god Zeus, and it was guarded by a huge dragon. For the great adventure, Jason assembled the best heroes of Greece, including Hercules and Orpheus, and had a special boat built, named Argos. So, Jason and the Argonauts began their journey. After a challenging voyage, they arrived at Colchis and asked the golden fleece from King Aeetes. The king deceived Jason and put him into great danger, only for Medea, Aeetes' daughter, to save him. Medea was a sorceress and fell in love with Jason. She told him that she would help him retrieve the fleece, if he would then take her back with him and marry her. Jason agreed, and Medea put a spell on the dragon, allowing Jason to retrieve the fleece. Jason and the Argonauts, together with Medea, returned to Argos and set sail away from Colchis. However, before they leave, Medea killed her brother, spreading his pieces across the ocean, so that her father would not follow them, before he gathers all the pieces. Zeus was angry with the killing of Medea's brother, and sent many trials to the Argonauts. They had to pass through the Sirens, the Scylla and Charybdis, Talos and many more. By overcoming all these obstacles, the Argonauts redeemed themselves, and managed to return back home, and give the golden fleece to King Peleus. Jason kept his promise to Medea, and married her. With her help, they killed Peleus, and had 2 children together. Tragedy, of course, could not be absent from this story either. Jason fell in love with Glaucus, and, full of revenge and madness, Medea killed their 2 children, fleeing to Athens. Jason fell into despair. He returned to his rotten now ship, Argos, and sat on the sand under it. One piece from the rotten ship peeled off and killed him. Tales 29. The myth of Leto. Leto was a female titan, and a favorite lover of Zeus in his early days. While she was pregnant with Zeus' children, Zeus married goddess Hera. As expected, Hera was furious and very jealous of Leto for bearing her husband's children. She did everything in her power to make the life of Leto difficult, and tried her best not to allow her to give birth to Zeus' children. She pushed Leto out of Olympus. While Leto was wandering on earth, no man would open his house for her, fearing the wrath of Hera. On top of that, Hera had the huge serpent Python to chase her. Zeus saved Leto by sending the north wind, Boreas, to carry her out to the sea. Finally, a desolate, rocky island named Delos accepted her, having nothing to lose. Leto gave birth first to Artemis, and 9 days later to Apollo. The children would later grow up to become powerful gods, and members of the Greek pantheon. Trained by their mother, they became very skilled archers. However, Hera's vengeance did not end there. She continued tormenting Leto, having Python chase her everywhere. Finally, only 4 years old, Apollo killed Python in Delphi. Tales 30. The myth of Niobe. Niobe was the daughter of Tantalus and Dione or Euryonassa. She was married to Amphion and had 14 children in total, 7 boys and 7 girls. She boasted about the fact that she was blessed with so many children, and made fun of Leto that she only had 2, Apollo and Artemis. For her hubris, Leto punished Niobe by sending Apollo to kill with his arrows all of Niobe's boys, and Artemis to kill all of her girls. Upon seeing her dead children, Niobe, in despair, fled to Mount Sipylus, where she turned into a rock. The rock became known as the Weeping Rock.